Hey, welcome back, guys. This is Bob here. Listen, I got a call from a good customer of mine. She said she was having a leak down the basement. So I went to check it out. I went down the basement. I looked up. There was a lead bin taking care of that first floor toilet. I asked her to go upstairs and flush it. And sure as heck, it leaked. Went upstairs to take a look. Decided I had to yank the bowl. And this is what happened. So I got this call from an old-time customer. She had a leak down the basement. Took her right over there. And sure enough, this is the lead bin taking care of the toilet on the first floor. Now, this lead bin is only about 15 years old, so I thought it was a little unusual as to why it was leaking down. And this is the way they did it in the old days. They would just cut off the old lead bin, which was caulked into the hub, leave a little bit of the ferrule sticking out, and then when you install the new lead bin, they would put a no-hub coupling on there, which made life easier compared to the way they used to do it in the old days. I used to have to caulk that right into the hub when I replaced the lead bin. It was a nightmare. Anyway, here's a look at what the plumbing looks like in this house. Extra heavy cast iron. I used to install these things, and the fact that I'm still in the business today really amazes me because we used to kill ourselves putting this type of system in. It was really, really hard work back then. The plumbers of today have it relatively easy. Anyway, up to the first floor, when I pulled the bowl, I was a little surprised. This is what happened. The flange came off, remained on the top of the bowl, and I said, wow, look at this. It just came right off. It's like it wasn't even connected. And here's another shot of it. And you could see that it wasn't even clean. So I don't know how he expected the flange to actually hang on to the lead bin, because you have to clean these things thoroughly in order to get the solder to bond or adhere correctly. This is the bottom of the bowl. He poured plaster around it. So when I yanked the bowl off, the plaster latched onto the flange, and the fact that the lead bin wasn't clean just came right off, and you can see all the solder drizzling around the flange. And here is the wax gasket. He used a deep wax gasket, and that'll, the whole thing came off, and it just was a bad prep job. That's what basically it boiled down to. So then I, put the bowl over on its side, scraped the rest of the wax off because a lot of the wax remained on the bottom of the bowl, as it typically does. And then it was time to prep. And, I prep. You have to clean the lead really, really well. I use a shave hook. That's what it's called. Get that lead really, really clean and prep it for the soldering job. And after I prep my lead, I go over to my brass ferrule, which I will clean off with some Scotch-Brite pads. I use 60-40 bar solder. I tin the flange. I prep it. I tin it first, put a coating of solder on there, and then I'll take that flange, slip it down over the lead bin that I just cleaned, and I use a bending pin. That tool is ancient, and I actually peen the lead and knock it into the edges of the flange so that when I start to drizzle my solder in there, I don't have any of the solder falling through. And this is it from another side. And this was typical the way we used to do it back in the day. I could have changed this lead bin, but the thing was in such great shape, I couldn't see any reason why to sell her a lead bin. And what I start to do is I start to use my torch, my turbo torch, and I will drizzle solder around the perimeter and drizzle it, let it kind of just sit in there, if you will. And it's a process where I will start to heat it up, and you can see where I will push it in with a wiping cloth, and that wiping cloth is just a little square cloth impregnated with wax, and I will push that solder down in between the lead and the flange. You have to be very careful when you're doing this because there's a fine line with the heat between melting the lead and melting the solder. You don't want to melt the lead. Here's another shot of it from up above after I neatly squeezed it in with the edge of the wiping pad. And then the process after this is to drizzle a second layer of solder on. I will drizzle that on all around. Let it just drop on there. And I got a candle by my side. If it gets too hot, I will hit it with a candle to kind of cool it off. Here's a close-up of that shot. And then the process is I'll take that wiping cloth, fold it in half, put some wax on it, and then I will heat the lead up, and you can see what I do is I wipe it. I actually wipe it. I push that down. I actually get that really, really shiny. I get that molten solder in there, and I have a pretty good technique of getting that solder melted and without heating the lead up to the point where the lead melts. And that's it. That's the finished joint. And then I follow that up with a wax gasket. And I typically don't use deep horn gaskets. I use regular wax gaskets. It works for me. The lead bend was in good shape, like I said, so there was no need for me to use a deep wax gasket. Here's another shot of that. And then I set the bowl on top of that. After I set it, I use a couple of toilet wedges underneath to steady it out. And then I follow that up with a water-based silicone caulk. And this is the finished job. She was happy. Everything worked out well. And while I was at it, she did not have a shutoff valve underneath this toilet tank. I had to shut the main off. So while I was at it, I actually changed the nipple coming out of the wall. I put a new shutoff valve, a new toilet supply, and that's the job, guys. Relatively easy, relatively simple, if you know what you're doing. So we still have tons of this old plumbing here in Brooklyn, New York. I mean, I used to install plumbing systems like this. This was torture. Hub and spigot cast iron pipe is crazy. You guys don't know how easy you have it today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this short video. I know it's been a while since I posted, but I've been a little busy. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. But more importantly, hit that like button. YouTube is not going to show my videos to anybody unless you hit that like button. It's free to do, and I would really appreciate it. Folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. And I'm going to try to do these more often. I'm actually trying to get out of the field so I can make YouTube videos all day long. I'm tired. I'm old, guys. Anyway, look forward to seeing you in the next one. Stay well, and as always, happy plumbing.